Have you ever looked at the person beside you and quietly wondered if you settled? If you're stuck in a relationship that feels safe but not soul-stirring? You're not alone. Most people accept far less than they deserve in love and never even realize it. But what if I told you the right partner, someone who truly sees, values, and uplifts you, is waiting? In this video, I'll show you how to stop settling and finally attract the love you deserve. It happens slowly, almost too quietly to notice. A glance exchanged across a crowded room. A conversation that leaves you feeling seen, or at least, not invisible. A warmth that blooms somewhere in the chest, fragile, uncertain, yet powerful enough to make you believe, just for a moment, that maybe this could be something. And so it begins. You tell yourself you're not expecting much. That you'll stay cautious, keep your heart guarded, your expectations modest. But the days turn to weeks, and the subtle hope inside you starts to weave dreams. Painting pictures of a future where loneliness is replaced by companionship, where longing becomes belonging. But somewhere along the way, something shifts. You start to notice the little things. The unreturned messages, the unspoken dismissals, the conversations that feel a little one-sided, the compliments that never come, the times you shrink yourself to avoid an argument, silence your needs for the sake of peace, or convince yourself that maybe, just maybe, you're asking for too much. And without even realizing it, you settle. Not all at once, not with grand, sweeping compromises, but with small, quiet concessions that, over time, carve away pieces of your spirit. Until one day, you wake up beside someone who doesn't truly see you, and you wonder how you ended up here. This is not a unique story. In fact, it's one of the oldest. A tale of hearts that long for love but fear loneliness more. A narrative passed down quietly through generations, often in the form of well-meaning advice. You can't have it all. Maybe your standards are too high. At least they're better than being alone. But what if I told you it was never meant to be this way? That settling isn't a necessity, but a choice disguised as fate? And that there exists a different path, one where you attract not just any partner, but the right partner. A partner who sees you, hears you, values you. Who meets you not with conditions, but with curiosity and care. Today, we journey into that path. And by the end of this story, you'll no longer wonder if you deserve better. You'll know you do. So, let's begin. Long before we can attract the right partner, we must ask a difficult question of ourselves: why do we settle in the first place? At its root, settling is born from scarcity. A belief instilled early that love is a limited resource. That attention, affection, tenderness, these things must be earned, bargained for, and rarely given freely. For some, this belief comes from childhood. Perhaps you grew up watching a parent accept crumbs of love, mistaking tolerance for affection. Maybe you learned that to receive love, you had to become quieter, less demanding, more agreeable. For others, the lesson arrived later, through heartbreak, betrayal, or a string of relationships that left you emptier than you began. Regardless of how it formed, the message was clear. Love is conditional, and you are not quite enough as you are. So, when someone comes along and offers even a fraction of what you crave, you cling to it. You tell yourself it's better than nothing. That flaws are inevitable. That expecting more would be greedy. And this is how we betray ourselves. By confusing scarcity for normalcy. By mistaking tolerance for compatibility. But here's the truth: you were not born to settle. Your heart was not crafted to survive on crumbs. It was designed to feast. And until you believe that, deeply, unshakably, you will continue to attract partners who reflect your old, limited beliefs about love. Which is why the first step in attracting the right partner isn't about dating apps, flirting techniques, or grand romantic gestures. It's about you. About remembering who you were before the world convinced you to shrink. It begins with self-worth. Now, self-worth is not a trending hashtag or a buzzword for self-help books. It's the quiet, unwavering belief in your own value, regardless of external validation. It's the voice inside you that says, I am enough, not because someone else chooses me, but because I exist. Without this foundation, any relationship you build will teeter on the edge of insecurity. You will seek constant reassurance, mistake attention for affection, and endure treatment that diminishes you. But when you stand rooted in self-worth, something remarkable happens. You become discerning, not picky, not difficult, discerning. You recognize what you deserve, and you are no longer willing to accept less. This is not arrogance. It is self-respect, and it changes everything. Suddenly, you are no longer drawn to the unavailable, the indifferent, the emotionally stunted. You stop romanticizing mixed signals and start valuing consistency. You see red flags not as challenges to overcome but as signs to leave. And in this clarity, you create space for the right partner to appear. Because here's a secret, the partner you deserve is also seeking you. But they cannot find you while you are entangled in relationships that deplete you. Love, real, lasting, soul-deep love, requires space. It demands that you clear the emotional clutter of past mistakes, half-hearted connections, and relationships built on fear. It requires you to heal. Healing is often misunderstood. It is not a destination, a finish line you cross one day. It is a continual, often uncomfortable process of unlearning and relearning. Of examining your patterns. Why do you chase the distant? Why do you fear the available? Why do you confuse chaos with passion? These questions are not easy. But they are necessary, because in their answers lies your freedom. And it is only in freedom that the right partner can exist. A person who does not complete you, because you are already whole, but who complements you. Someone who meets your strength with their own, your tenderness with their care. A partner who challenges you not through conflict, but through growth. Who holds a mirror to your best self, and stands firm through your worst. This person does not arrive through chance. They appear when you become the version of yourself that no longer tolerates less. When your boundaries are not walls, but standards. When your expectations are not burdens, but invitations. When your solitude feels peaceful, not lonely. Because here's what most people don't realize. The right partner is not a remedy for loneliness. They are a celebration of your wholeness. They are the person you choose, not because you need them, but because you want them. And in that distinction lies the difference between settling and soaring. To reach this place, you must first let go. Let go of the relationships that leave you feeling small. Let go of the narratives that tell you love is suffering. Let go of the belief that your worth is tied to another's ability to see it. And once you release these, you begin to attract differently. You notice how your energy changes. How conversations become richer, how connections deepen. Because you are no longer operating from desperation. You're moving from desire. A desire for partnership, not possession. For understanding, not obligation. And in this space, the right partner will find you. Not through fate, but through alignment. You see, love is not a lottery ticket. It is a reflection, a mirror of how you treat yourself. The kinder you are to your own heart, the kinder the world becomes in return. The more you honor your boundaries, the more others will too. The clearer you become about what you deserve, the more evident it is who cannot offer it. And this, more than any dating advice, is how you stop settling. By becoming so deeply rooted in your self-worth that anything less feels foreign. And when you reach this place, love ceases to be a battlefield. It becomes a sanctuary, a refuge for two whole people to rest in each other's company. Without pretense, without games. A place where tenderness is abundant, communication is honest, and intimacy is both emotional and physical. This kind of love does not rescue you. It reminds you that you were never lost. And so, I leave you with this. You were not born to settle. You were born to be chosen, by yourself, first and foremost. And in doing so, you invite others to choose you not out of convenience, but out of reverence. So, be bold enough to walk away from what diminishes you. Be brave enough to demand what ignites you. And trust that somewhere, someone is looking for exactly the kind of love you were meant to give. Not a love born from fear, but from freedom. And it will be worth the wait. If this message found you at the right moment, if you felt the echo of your own heart in these words, make sure you're part of this journey with us. Hit that subscribe button, leave your story in the comments below, and remember, you deserve extraordinary love. Never settle for less. Thank you for sharing this time and story with me today. If these words stirred something in your heart, if you're ready to stop settling and start attracting the love you truly deserve, stay close. There's so much more ahead for you. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share your story or thoughts in the comments below. Together, we'll build a space where self-worth is sacred and love feels like freedom, not fear. Until next time, take care of your heart, it's meant for something extraordinary.